Hi, good afternoon, class. Well, or good morning, depending on when you're looking at this video. Okay, so we're on 1.3. Okay, let's just review what we did before. Okay, I know it can be a little confusing, but we're going to review. So, our essential question is how do you multiply and divide expressions involving powers? Okay, so we went ahead and looked at this one as far as example number one. We looked at the how much memory is in an iPhone. Okay, so we did this one, and then we went into this is called a monomial. Okay, a monomial could be multiplied or divided. In this case, we multiplied. A product is when you multiply. So we multiplied these and we expanded it. Okay, and then we went ahead and did this table right here. We expanded all of these and we simplified it. We didn't necessarily get an answer, okay, on these because we don't know what X is and we don't know what A is. On these C and D, we can actually get an answer, and on A, we can actually get an answer, but we didn't. Okay, we'll come back to that. We're right now we're working on just expanding it. Okay, that's what we did. So now we are here on example number 3. Before we get to that, this is the quotient of powers. So this is division. It looks like a fraction, but it's division. And this is actually very easy. It's really not that difficult. We're going to go ahead and do this one right now. All right. So quotient of powers. Again, this is a monomial. Okay. It's a monomial again. So let me zoom in. Okay, so it's 3 to the 8th. Okay, 3 to the 8th divided by 3 squared, or 3 to the power of 2. So let's expand them first. So let's go ahead and leave our fraction bar. So 3 to the 8th, how many threes is it? 8 threes, right? So it's 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then how many twos are there on the bottom? There are two. How many threes are there on the bottom? Sorry. How many threes are there on the bottom? There's two of them. So it's 3 times 3. Okay. Now we can actually simplify this. Okay. We can simplify it because if you look at this, if you pair these threes together, what's 3 divided by 3? Isn't 3 divided by 3 1? Right? So they kind of cancel each other out, right? So it becomes 1. Okay. 3 divided by 3 becomes 1 also. So now look at this. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1, and then this is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So now how many 3's are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 3 to the 6th. Now we can actually put this in a calculator, 3 to the 6th, and you're going to get an answer. But we're not doing that yet. Okay, so to simplify this, just leave it like this, 3 to the 6th. Okay, now the next one. 5 to the 7th. 5 to the 7th is 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. There's 7 fives, right? And this one has 3 fives. Again, we can simplify these even more. Okay, we're going to go ahead and simplify them. Again, right here, 5 divided by 5 is 1. So this turns into 1. This turns into 1. 5 divided by 5, which is 1. 1. 5 divided by 5, which is 1. Okay. Now, on the bottom is going to be 1. How many 5's are left on top? 4, right? So it's 5 to the fourth. So simplified, 5 to the fourth over 1 is just 5 to the fourth. Okay? All right, next one. X to the ninth. There's 9 x's multiplied on top. And then x to the third is x times x times x, which is there's 3 x's on the bottom. So again, we're simplifying it now. So we're crossing stuff off. So cross this guy off because it becomes 1. Cross this guy off becomes 1. And cross this guy off. So what is left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 x's. So it's x to the sixth. And we know now there's a 1 on the bottom, so we don't need to put it. Okay, so this is getting easier, yes? All right. So what I want you to do now is go ahead and do C and D. Go ahead and do C and D, and when this video pops up again, or when when you unpause it, I'm gonna go ahead and start E. So you by yourself do C and D. Okay. All right. So hopefully you did C and D already. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and skip over to E. So when I check your work, I'll see this one. Okay. Now remember for D. Remember for D, there's a 1 right there. Just a reminder that there's a 1 right there. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and do E. So for E, first let's go look at the variables. Okay, let's look at the variables, the W's. So how many W's do you see? And then how many W's do you see down here? All right, so we have the 5 W's on top and then the 2 W's on the bottom. Keep these on the side, keep these here. So keep the 12 here and then keep the 3 here. Okay, we just expanded it, we split them. Okay, that's what we did. Okay, so again, we cross this off, we cross this off. So what do we have on top? 1, 2, 3. We have 3 W's. And now, guys, what's 12 divided by 3? 4, right? So there's your answer. It's times. We're done. Okay, let's go ahead and go on to F. All right, so we have the last one, F, okay, which is probably looks like the most confusing one, but it's not. Okay, let's go ahead and do it step by step. So negative 2 to the 5th. How many negative 2's are there? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7 to the 4th. How many 7's are there? 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then x's. How many x's are there here? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Bottom. The denominator. Negative 2 to the 3rd. How many negative 2's are there? 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 7 to the 3rd. How many 7's are there? 3. 7 times 7 times 7. And then x, there's a x, but remember there's a 1 there. We just don't write it. Okay. But there's 1x. Okay. Let's start crossing stuff off now. So let's cross off one of the negative 2's, one of the negative 2's, one of the negative 2's. Okay. No more. Now let's cross off the 7, 7, 7. Okay. And then let's cross off one of the x's. So on top, what do we have left? On top, what do we have left? So it looks like we have, let me see. No. We have 1 negative 2, 2 negative 2's. So we have negative 2 squared. Right? And then let's keep going. And then we have a 7. We don't have to put a 1 on top of it, but if you want to, we could. But there's 7 to the 1st. And then how many x's? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now we can actually simplify this even more. Like negative 2 times negative 2 is 4, right? And then 4 times 7, right, is 28. And so this would be 28x to the fifth. But we're not going to do that right now. But if you wanted to, you could put that on there. If you want to, go ahead and put it in the answer, like I just said. But if not, just leave it like this. It's okay. This is still simplified. And remember, this is all over 1. It's all over 1, but we just didn't put the 1 here, right? Okay. If we would have put this all in a calculator, all this on top and all this on the bottom, we would get the same thing. We would. But it just takes longer. But in this case, we're simplifying it. Okay. And the reason why we're simplifying it is because anytime you divide anything by itself, you get 1. All right. Okay. That's it. So we are done with this example number 3. All right. You're going to go ahead and get a quizzes today on this. Okay. That looks something like this. All right. So be ready for that in a little bit. All right, guys.